FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
We have 2 more minutes, and I think that's a good place to talk about the last question, as Paul mentioned, a sort of call to action. And I would ask our remaining panelists, what would be your call to action to the public, to the government? Dr. Tyson?
I would take it as an extension of what Paul said, because I made the point that all of us need to talk with our colleagues and our citizens about the difference between spending $1 for something now and investing in our future. And I do think that we do run a risk right now, because everyone is looking for a way. Look, there's a lack of trust in government, absolutely. There's a concern about the deficit. What can this possibly mean? There's a kind of, therefore, we just have to scale back everything we possibly can as massively as we can. And we have to make sure that people understand the value of what we've been talking about here today, the value of education, the value of research, the value of innovation. And I will just end here. If you think about where the U.S. is really great, if you go back in the history of where the U.S. is really great in technology, whether it's biotechnology or the internet, broadly defined information technology, you will see dramatic amounts of government support. And we used to do it. For health, there's an obvious mission. We all share a desire to achieve good health for ourselves and our families. So it's, in that sense, there's a challenge. We used to fund so much of our technology budget on security. And we had some things that fell into the private sector and became the source of the internet and everything it spawned. We need to make sure we have that. And actually, it's very disturbing to hear about the water bond in the sense that there's an example of the government can create demand for something. It can create the market for something by saying we need a water strategy. We need clean energy. Why do we have to wait to get people to move towards efficiency slowly? We can encourage them by an incentive structure which gets them to move quickly. But that requires government funding. It requires government policy. And right now, people are saying, government's the problem, we have to cut it, we have to cut its spending. So I would like us to make that distinction. Investment, what the government can do to help the private sector, needs to be preserved as we deal with this period of economic adversity.